Start. Yeah, thank you. Just directing your attention, Minister, to vision impaired target shooting. We did talk about it last year. As you remember, last year it was one of our hot topics in relation to impaired target shooting. We spent a significant amount of time liaising with the Minister and the New South Wales Police trying to resolve the situation. In the end, not really satisfactorily in many cases. Minister, could you elaborate on how you kept in touch with Minister Catley and the New South Wales Police to stay abreast of the solutions being reached with vision impaired target shooters?
I was, as you said in your question, we met about this issue and the vision impaired target shooters, and certainly been closely involved with the police minister and the requirements around regulating those. My understanding of that was that there had been a landing that the vision impaired shooters were comfortable with in terms of trying to address some of the transport issues involved in going to a different shooting club, because as I recall, the club that they were associated with was no longer going to be able to support them. And so it then became a question of how and where they could shoot. But if you're saying that there's still ongoing issues for them, I'm happy to take that and continue to work with them, try and find a solution.
If you could, and I might come back with a couple of questions on notice in relation to that as well, just Please. To push it a little bit further.
Indeed.
Minister, what sort of initiatives are you taking, currently sponsoring, to get more vision impaired New South Wales residents and disabled persons in general into the sport to encourage inclusivity in target shooting?
Well, I certainly know that the Minister for Sport is extraordinarily focused on ensuring people with disability have access to any sport across the state. There's a lot of conversations being had around community sporting organisations and how they can be more inclusive and accessible for all families with all types of different needs. So I'm not privy to whether or not those conversations have been had with the shooting community, but open to having those conversations further with you.
Thank you. Minister, can you elaborate on how much, I might talk about, the Minns Labor government has announced $250,000 funding to boost New South Wales school students that aims to increase the number of Australian para-athletes in the lead up to the Brisbane 2032 and challenge stereotypes about people living with disability. Can you elaborate on how much of this funding will go towards target shooting? It's a very popular Paralympic sport.
I appreciate the acknowledgement of the program, and it reflects, as I said earlier, the Minister for Sport's focus on improving inclusion and accessibility of all sports. But in terms of target shooting, I'm happy to have that conversation with him and with you to see how that can be accommodated as part of that program, or indeed if it may well already be. I'm afraid I'll have to come back to you on that.
Thank you. And will you, or could you, advocate to have vision impaired target shooting become a Paralympic sport?
I'm happy to have those conversations.
It's not actually included at the moment.
Happy to have those conversations.